Hello. Um, uh, I just want to start out by saying I was definitely surprised about the video. I wasn't expecting really any degree of response to my comment on that one post. Um, anyways, I am mildly flattered. I'm hoping that the tip I gave is at least somewhat helpful overall. I know that it's hard to explain some of these things when I can't physically do that, especially like if I could show you what I meant with my actual hand without actually having to record my actual hand, then that would be great, but here we are. Anyways, so yeah, you're pretty much doing what I was saying is like, yeah, you were trying to keep it in that circle from here, which generally, I mean, I always shoot two hands. I have to say I'm pretty horrendously bad with my left hand, and after watching your videos, it kind of made me want to try and actually utilize my left a little bit more, but that's for a different day. Anyways, so all I wanted to say mainly is being this close to the target is a definitely good start. I would say even come back to about here. It's not uncommon when you're actually in game, or even in other first-person shooters where you still kind of have to rely on your pistol at ranges like at this sort of a range, and just helps especially save ammo against certain ones like with fragments, having to shoot the little orb as it drifts down from a distance like from me to that wall here, without dumping all of your ammo immediately. I mean, obviously, when you're in combat, it's so much easier to make mistakes, and I definitely am not putting myself on a pedestal. I'm not that good, per se. Like, I don't pretend to be an expert, but I do have experience in real life, at least with handling guns. Not in combat. I am not a veteran or anything like that, but it's just a lot of little things that I've picked up from between videos and meeting people at ranges and whatnot. So anyways, some things to think about as far as like gun mechanics go. This game's amazing for that. Is barrel length makes a big difference on your trigger pull, because if I'm deviating just a slight amount, you can see just how much of a change, like if my sights, when I'm actually looking down my sights compared to like my dot, how much of a difference, like say that's a target there, that guy's head. If I'm just even slightly off with my sights that way, my shot's going to the far side. And I mean, to be fair, if you're using a laser all the time, that's fine. Definitely not going to judge for that, because I use them all the time myself. They're great for fast target acquisition. Like, you can just drop it right on there without really having to think about it. It's just right there. It's just a matter of keeping it on there. And so, like, if I'm pulling the trigger in a heated combat situation, I'm like, even if I'm two-handed, like, I'm bringing it up and I'm spamming that trigger, and that thing is bouncing all over the place. So it's more about, like, my I guess tip relates to trying to bring it up quickly while still being gentle. That's the end goal. So, like, bringing it up, pulling the trigger numerous times without it deviating from a distance, or at least deviating enough that it doesn't, like, mess with your aim. Because obviously you're not going to be ever perfect, but it helps if you can like just really quickly, one-handed, just bring it up, boom, 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 you know? Think I loaded you? Yes, okay. You know what? I'm gonna bring this back up. So, yeah, just one-handed. As soon as the laser touches it, every shot needs to be controlled. So that wasn't perfect, but you see what I mean. You want to jump from one to the next quickly without a whole lot of, thought behind it. Yeah, so I guess the biggest thing to practice overall is just being able to accurately jump from one target to the next. Especially if you're using a laser, I like to use two hands, but you don't have to. And of course, this is like going to be my worst because I'm recording it, but it's fine. Ah. Yeah, that was not great. This previous one here, the 1523, was without the laser and just iron sights. And then, I end up reloading my saves all the time for whenever I'm in here, so I'm not, like, wasting money. I know that I could technically, like, grab a gun out of the shelf or whatever, but, like, yeah, this was earlier, while I was kind of screwing around, and, yeah, I don't think I have a single thing recorded on here, because I keep loading all of my saves, which... Yeah, I think I'm usually around a minute. I'm not perfect. So, another random tip of the day that I just kind of felt like I should also share, since I can actually show you what I'm talking about, is useful for when you are clearing buildings, especially in close quarters, is keeping your sights up. Depending on, like, I mean, if you've got a laser, it's not as big of a deal, but it definitely will help you be quicker. And so, like, if you keep your sights up and don't turn your head away from your sights at all, because then you have to find that your aim point again, which takes time, and time means more bullets getting riddled through your body. And so you want to just turn your shoulders with your head so that you can aim from one to the next, snap, shoot, 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 boom, and of course I'm going to miss because demonstrating. But yeah, like I said, I'm also not perfect. These are just techniques that I have learned in real life. And there's always room for improvement. Wow, one of those ricocheted and actually hit another target. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I find it very difficult to, like, focus on using two separate guns at the same time, which is funny because in real life I'm actually a pretty good multitasker overall with my hands, but shooting two guns is something I am not really that good at. But with just one, I'm usually at least a little bit better. It's funny, I did a few experiment videos of, like, trying to set up the recording software, because I haven't used it in years, and I've never used it for VR before. And it wasn't capturing my audio very well, and the resolution was off, and things were choppy, and yeah, it wasn't really working. And all of those times, I did so much better when I was trying to, like, demonstrate things. And they were all test videos, so none of them even mattered. And it's so ironic. Like, this is probably going to be very bad. That always glitches out for me. Oop, that was too far. What am I doing? Oh, wow, I actually got a jam. These have been abusing this pistol a little bit. That's empty. I'm not keeping any of this. This is a store gun. Not my best, but yeah, I mean, with just the single weapon, I'm trying to keep reloads down to a minimum. I usually use a Beretta. I'm much better with the Beretta. It's very similar to the pistol I have in real life, and actually green laser is also what I have on my pistol in real life, so that's what I prefer. Alright, so anyways, I have a bunch of different guns. I'm going to do a couple runs through here, just to see how I do. I'm going to try my best to follow my own tips, but we'll see how things go. And I usually I usually two-hand my pistols. I usually just use one. I'm going to try and keep it to one weapon per run, and we'll see how it goes. And there's actually a little issue with some of it that I would like to demonstrate, if it ever comes up for you. Usually it's if you're on a roof. You'll see. Anyways, let's go. That's bad. This one always glitches out for me. I did not see how much ammo I had. That would be it. That was so bad. Swear to God, I just heard like a different one pop up oh, that actually was a little bit better than I think my last one. Show you what goes wrong with a rifle in this thing and in certain settings depending on what your setup is. We're on full auto. Shit. Oh crap, I forgot to grab my meds. That's gonna hurt my time. Right here. When you're aiming downwards at stuff, if you've got virtual stock on, it really messes with your aim. Like, I'm trying to aim down, so if you're standing on a rooftop in some of the maps, and you're trying to shoot enemies down below with a rifle, this happens, and I can't unstick it from, like, where my shoulder is, and there's not really a good way, like, it's so awkward. You can watch where it, like, glues into your shoulder, and that's with virtual stock on. Virtual stock is great when it works, but if you're trying to shoot down at something, it doesn't work. Notice that, like, this is, as soon as I take two hands, it shifts it in a weird way. Food for thought. Whereas, like, yeah, aiming with one hand, or even just, oh, actually even two-handing it like that, even though this doesn't have a stock, is being really strange. Weird. Yeah. I took longer, but have a higher score for some reason. That's weird. Alright. Beretta. Just watch, I'm gonna do so bad. Because I said I'm better with a Beretta. Oh, come on. Yep. Wait, what? I hate that one. It always glitches out. Yeah. Not good. This is probably one of my worst runs. I'm actually lagging up a little bit. Oh, that was my last round. I was supposed to... Yeet. Okay. Yep. Yep. That is so funny. And mildly frustrating. And then I was gonna use this guy. Close quarters, SMG. Yeah. I am gonna go single fire though. This one reloads or rechambers in kind of a bit of a strange way, so I'm kind of not used to it. The charging handle up there. Not sure if I like having a gun flashlight and helmet flashlight on at the same time. And here we find we have that same issue. Because it has a stock. So you almost have to one-hand them. Oh, that's funny. And actually that was reasonably decent on ammo, but I also wasn't going full auto. I'd be a lot better with my M4A if I didn't go full auto the whole time. Yeah. Take it over here. Doop. Reasonable. Not the best. Not the worst. Yeah, that was much better. Whew, I had one round left. Yeah, the Beretta really makes you be conscious of ammo. Okay, with a laser. Boom! That's what I'm talking about. Well, now I have to kill it. That was terrible. There's nothing like the sound of this gun. Whew. Anyways, thanks again for the mention. This video is probably already far too long, and yeah, that kind of made my week. I hope that my advice was at all useful. I didn't expect you to really follow through with it so in-depthly. Yeah, it's just really cool, really nice. Yeah, keep practicing. Do better than me. I'm sure you'll get there very quickly. Yeah. Goodbye.